This is Kate Baconsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
Is Bacon's Halloween season over? It doesn't have to be, Joel. What do you mean? Don't play the innocent with me. You know how we can extend a season. What are you talking about? Did you think it was a coincidence? Spider-Man 2 releasing on the PS5 in October? What are you saying? I'm saying talking about Spider-Man villains is kind of a Halloween subject. Don't you think, Joel? Yeah, I think you could be right, Joel Goblin.
I was waiting for turds in the wind.
No, he was going Willem Dafoe route. Always Willem Dafoe.
I had a whole like dramatic reading of that.
Yeah.
And then I timed it against how much time I actually have in the intro, and I went, chop it, faster.
Yeah, it worked.
So there you go. Welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Kent.
And I'm Zack.
We'd like to thank you for listening to our last show, our thriller of thriller show.
What, did it become a monster mash in here?
Yes. Halloween's over.
How do I say goodbye?
Wow. Also, Danelle Brown-Rowley says, great show, gents. Predictable ending. But yeah, that's a scary show that had a big impact on a lot of us. No spoilers. LOL.
Yeah.
Is it better if we're predictable or if we do a wild card? I don't know.
I think it's better if we're predictable.
All right.
She goes on to say, I enjoyed a lot of the matchup. Sometimes it works out so perfectly. It really did work out. I mean, come on, the thing in the ring.
Oh, perfect.
It's just
Painful
too
at
fun.
times, though. Painful.
Scott Sprague said the marketing for Blair Witch Project was so good. The internet was pretty new, so many of us thought it was real.
Yep.
The setup websites for missing hikers. I watched it a few years ago and felt so sick. That's
a sign of a good movie.
getting the best of us,
Right,
frankly. Yeah. I should probably pop some Dramamine next time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Should. And then this is it's a little different for us. This is slightly off the record that's now going on the record.
Yeah.
This is from a text message sent to Joel Hilton from Jeff, which said, I'm currently halfway through, and what I'm enjoying most is your endorsement of these films as something worth my time. There are so many lame horror films I don't want to waste my time on, so knowing that The Conjuring, The Babadook, and maybe even Paranormal Activity are worth at least seeing once is helpful. And to me, that is almost my exact personal takeaway of going, this isn't my genre, but you know what? This is a list of really good movies.
And when Jeff sent it to me, hey Jeff, what's up? When he sent that to me, I really went, that's what I was hoping, is that this bracket that we created is kind of this guide to, hey, these are all worthy horror movies.
Totally.
Not all of them are the best, and some omissions were made, but overall, you could throw a dart at that bracket and be like, okay, I'm going to give that a watch. Yeah. And Baconsale does generally approve of it.
Thank you for tearing my soul into many, many pieces.
But thanks isn't what we're talking about today, Zach.
Well, it is November, so
we're talking
it's
about
a month
something
of
happy,
gratitude.
right?
It is no longer October, so the spooky season's over. We're going to jump back into regular scheduling program. So what are we talking about today, Zach?
We're talking about scary villains from Spider-Man.
Halloween monsters that throw pumpkin bombs.
Give me pictures of villains of Spider-Man.
Did you put your camera in the goblet of fire? It's going to happen every time.
Why is that the running gag of this season?
I don't know. But so we've done this kind of before on Baconsale episode 341, Holy Rogues ranking Batman.
Wow.
Because we talked about some of Batman's, the rogues that he fights, the villains that he fights, and put them in Arkham Asylum based on what we thought about it. So we decided, Spider-Man deserves a turn here.
Would we say that Spider-Man has the second best group of rogues? Like think about
Either Spider-Man or the X-Men.
The X-Men have great villains.
Yes,
they do.
But I'd say as like a rogues gallery, Spider-Man
for one character,
next best to Batman.
Okay,
yeah, and it is like we did the DC love last time. It's time to give Marvel a little love here because Marvel does have some good villains in comic books.
In comic books specifically?
No, we're not going there.
Who are you right now,
Cut
me?
it out.
Yes.
We haven't seen a lot of these guys in there.
Sure.
But Spider-Man's villains can basically be classified into categories such as animal-themed villains, villains with powers over the elements, horror-themed villains, Halloween, crime lords, inventors, and masteries of trickery and illusion.
Okay.
How many of those are there?
There's like two.
I can think of one.
But there is... Spider-Man's villains are interesting, though, because a lot of them have ended up turning into anti-heroes.
Yeah.
Like redeeming themselves and then starting to fight against crime.
And
maybe he's more effective against villains than Batman is.
Is he actually like... He's helping them.
He's good at rehabilitation.
Wow.
I like them, but like they know they're kind of I like their personalities. I like their personalities. Who cares?
But it sounds like you're breaking up with them.
You look at him on,
like,
you're looking on Tinder.
Listen, Electro, it's not you. It's you.
I just don't feel a spark.
Oh, well played. But they do join a lot. So they make the Sinister Six. Like, they know they're kind of like lesser powered villains and can't really hold a candle to Spider-Man. And so they do unite a lot, which you don't see with a lot of other villains.
I mean, you did see it in the 1966 Batman movie.
Oh,
where they all
that's-
teamed up on
oh.
the submarine.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
great.
great.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I do enjoy
I
that.
watched that last week.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
It's so good.
But the reason I like Spider-Man as and similar to Batman, going up against these villains, because a lot of them are way overpowered compared to him. He should not beat them at all, but he always manages to, and I think that's what makes Spider-Man a compelling
he's
character.
spunky and he bounces back.
Totally.
And he always has fun nicknames for him and makes jokes at their expense of their physical features.
Is he on Bacon Sale?
Welcome, Spider-Man.
Which one?
Oh, well,
Obviously.
know. I think we all have a favorite.
Yes,
Yeah.
but what's going to happen here is Kent, Zach, and I have been hired to work at the Raft.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me
Yes.
straighten my tie.
Clip on tie.
If you don't know, by the way, the Raft is a super maximum security prison for superpowered criminals located near Rikers Island in New York. It's run and operated by S.H.I.E.L.D. It's where they put the heavy hitters.
Is this close to water? Because I can't swim.
It's on water and sometimes underwater.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
That's why it's called the Raft.
How did I get this job?
We're kind of stuck there, too.
No, we get a ferry to go over there, and then
Yeah,
come
but
off,
like
it's-
the thing is, like Arkham Asylum, they always break out.
So we got fired from Arkham? Did we,
we
do
did.
it
We
wrong?
totally got fired.
Listen.
Put everyone in the wrong prison or in the wrong.
It's my fault. I fell in love twice.
Only twice.
Only twice.
Who did you not fall in love with?
Okay. Well, actually, it's Harley Quinn I didn't
Harley
fall in love
Quinn,
with.
Poison Ivy.
Mr. Freeze is so romantic.
You know what they say? Cold skin, warm heart. Anyway, so what's going to happen is we have
I like that I broke up with Electro and started a relationship with Mr. Freeze.
so many puns. Anyway, what's going to happen here is we, as the security guards, it's kind of a all hands on deck triage type situation where Spider-Man is having a role out there.
Oh, yeah.
and he's starting to rope people in constantly.
Go get him,
so
Tiger.
we barely put someone away. All of a sudden, ding dong, and we open up someone's webbed on our front porch.
There's a
again.
doorbell on the raft.
Of course. How else would we know people are there?
I feel like he just drops them. He throws them in like a donut because it's kind of donut shaped, you know?
A little bit,
Yeah.
But what's going to happen is
Are they
we
wrapped
have,
up like in a cocoon?
Yes.
Yeah.
When they come to us. So then it's up to us to hurry and throw them in one of these 18 prisons that we
But
have.
we only have so many rooms.
We only have 6 tier 1 maximum securities, 6 tier 2 medium securities, and 6 tier 3 minimum securities. And we have to agree as the trio of security
How does
guards
the
where
raft
they
go by Baconsale rules? It's
We're-
crazy.
We're landlocked, don't you know?
Yes. But as we put them in there, we're just throwing them in there, which means they have all their abilities, all their weapons, all their gadgets.
Okay, all their weapons and gadgets?
All their weapons, because we're just throwing them in there. And then
Aren't they kind of like... Oh, okay.
We
They're
really should
unconscious when they come in
start
there.
confiscating their stuff. We won't.
We can't
But we
because Spider-Man
really
keeps bringing
should.
them in. So what we're going to do is jump through all 18 of these and decide which ones we're putting in which level of security based on their dangerousness. Because it's not like which villain do we like the most or which villain Kent thinks is the prettiest. It's which one do we think needs to be in maximum security.
Craven lately? I don't know what it is. It's the mustache.
You've been craving him?
Wow.
I ain't lying.
What?
We're just happy to have the lights back on, I
This
think.
is so great. This is happier than I thought it'd be.
Yeah. Anyway, so Zach, let's jump through these real quick and we'll give some backstory on each of these so you can get an idea of what they look like and who they are.
Now, for everyone, they may be from the MCU. And Joel, I don't know if you have the origins from the MCU, but I'm generally going off of comic book and the 1994 Spider-Man animated series, which has a similar origin for most of these
And
characters.
we should clarify, yes, there are multiple different origin stories. Generally, we're going to go with the alter ego that is most popular
Right.
and the backstory that is most popular.
Totally.
So,
Because of our age.
yes,
Well,
because
just
due
say-
to our age,
Yeah.
yes.
Due to our age, because we saw the 90s cartoon.
yes.
Our first villain being dropped. Oh, there he is.
Hold on. Ding dong.
We have
You could add that in post.
Oh, I'm
Ken.
going to.
Chameleon?
Yes.
Wait, who?
Chameleon?
So Chameleon is actually Spider-Man's first ever antagonist. He was in number 1 back in 1963, Spider-Man number 1. And he is a man who has a life... Okay, depends which origin story you're going with.
Sure.
But he can have a lifelike mask. He can create a lifelike mask of anyone he meets, and he can mimic any voice he hears. Or he can have a malleable face.
Yeah.
Or he can have a belt that does electronic impulses
Sure.
that allows him to appear differently.
Yeah.
But he can... Essentially, he takes the form of anyone he wants.
He's an interesting character. He generally wears just a white plain mask.
Yes.
And he usually doesn't speak unless he is in character.
Yeah.
His name is Dmitry Anatoly Nikolaevich Smedyakov. Yep.
Did you read that backwards?
Говорите
And-
по-русски,
I
Митя.
just
like
summoned
that
a
one
demon.
room and
Yeah,
Twin Peaks?
absolutely.
Поцелуй меня сейчас.
He is a terrorist and a crime lord, and generally his thing is like all these villains, they love to rob banks,
Yes.
but he likes to use others' identities to ruin their reputation.
That's what he did with Spider-Man, and I think it's in
Yeah.
his first appearance. Maybe
Yeah.
he dressed up as Spider-Man, acted like Spider-Man, and framed Spider-Man.
Yeah, and because like he may try to like blackmail us or threaten us, and he may try to impersonate us and be like for example, Zack is in the cell now all of a sudden.
Wow, how did Zack get there?
I know. But then you're right next to us. I think he is super low level. I'll just start it easy.
What if he turns into a pretty girl?
Oh, no.
You can still look at pretty girls behind bars, Kent. That sounded weird.
That's life.
That sounded
advice
weird.
Anyone
from
up for a pen
Joel.
pal?
No. Oh, we should say like the minimum security is like typical prison bars.
Yeah.
like
maybe even be a glass wall.
It's like the little prison cell from the show You.
and then the minimum security is like, or the middle security, intermediate security. That's like
It's tough.
that's like a metal door,
Yeah.
maybe, but there's like a hatch you can get food through,
Right.
And then like maximum security is like the
Built
specialized
for them.
yeah, with plexiglass,
Yeah.
very hard to escape out of.
So Chameleon to me is mostly harmless. I'm thinking we can easily throw him into tier 3. Basic cell.
I agree with you, and
Okay.
we don't even have accents this time, but I'm agreeing with you.
What were our accents last time?
They were like Brooklyn. I
Oh,
think.
we'll get there.
Yeah. I mean, this is off the coast of Rikers Island.
No, I said we don't have accents this time.
Spider-Man.
We couldn't hold them last time.
Spider-Man, quick dropping these off.
But guard Kent, I'm agreeing with you. Let's throw him in
guard Zack?
minimum security.
It's Raft approved.
Yes, let's put him in security level 3. That is minimum.
I think the Chameleon took over Zack.
Right, moving chronologically through Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery, we
Oh.
now have the Vulture.
AKA Adrian Toomes, first introduced in May 1963. By the way, great years, 63 through 66. Most of the villains we know now were introduced.
And created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, most of them too. Now, Vulture is, depending which incarnation you go with, he's a green costume. He's got wings, sometimes mechanical, sometimes
Yeah.
look more organic.
Adrian Toomes.
Yes.
If you had a name like that, wouldn't you become a villain?
But his first incarnation was actually the character Isidoro Scarlatti, which was an Italian scientist, which you may remember was in Spider-Man, the most recent one, Across the Spider-Verse. They had that kind of
Oh, that's true.
cool animated Italian version of Vulture.
So his origin, he started a company, but his partner was embezzling funds. So this is Adrian Toomes. When he confronted him, Adrian Toomes was fired instead. And so he decided to build a wingsuit to steal
Yeah, he
from
has
his
this-
former partner. And that's it.
Yeah, well, he has an anti-graviton generator as
Yeah.
his harness that allows him to fly, hover silently, but he also has a superhuman strength and genius intelligence. His physical strength, it says here, represents the upper limits in human development. And when he doesn't have the harness on, his powers start to fade.
Yeah, it's just a conniving old man,
So-
essentially, at that point.
There, Spider-Man, just threw him in here, webbed up. He's
Yeah.
unconscious. Have you guys ever had a fly trapped in your car?
Oh, it's so annoying.
It is, but it's not getting out.
Yeah, but like if I had the Vulture trapped in my car, I would open like 2 windows to hope that he just flies out on his own. Like I would actually leave the windows open, maybe in the raft, just so he leaves.
But in a prison type situation, yeah, flight's great,
No.
dude. What are you going to do in
His-
like a cell that's 8
His
by 8?
crimes are disturbing the peace, racketeering, and vandalism.
Yeah.
I'm once again gonna put him in a really thin cage. This is a tier 3 once again.
He can reach through the bars all he wants. I'm giving this a minimum security also.
The wings grant him superhuman strength.
Yeah.
Superhuman strength, but also the upper limits in human development. So he's a really strong guy, but even a really strong guy can't bend bars.
You know what a really strong guy is? Batman.
He can't bend iron bars.
He would get out a different way.
Oh my gosh, he always will.
Batman.
Fine.
Although I will say this, he does have the mechanical wings. He probably could knock down the walls or break out in that way.
No, he could. And we'll just
But
put him back in.
I think-
he's easy to catch.
I think we've got bigger threats on here than Vulture.
I think we should just get a giant metal fly swatter that just like hits him lots.
I think we just put something shiny on one of the walls and he'll run full speed into it.
Sad.
Oh, it's another Vulture. Boom.
Vulture will be going into our minimum security.
Guys, I'm feeling pretty safe about the raft right now. I feel like we've saved some room in
So
the,
far,
in the
so good.
tougher
Is it
cells.
time for our hot chocolate break?
yeah.
It's so cold out here.
Spider-Man, who's coming in? We're going to go on a break.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We've got Dr. Otto Gunther Octavius.
Oh, no.
Doc Ock himself.
First introduced in July 1963.
Now, he is a highly intelligent, myopic, meaning nearsighted, and somewhat stocky mad scientist who has 4 strong and durable appendages resembling an octopus's tentacles. So these are mechanical arms that come out from him, and they're able to do all sorts of harm. Now,
Right.
Ken, how did he come to be, though? Like, why is he a villain if he's just a scientist?
Well, you see, he had a really bad upbringing, right? And that's going to add some trauma, right?
Usually does.
That's all. No, he was
raised by mean octopuses.
He was a teacher's
Octopi.
pet. Like, he really wanted to prove how smart he was. And that truly is how he became so brilliant. But it was an accidental radiation leak that ended up with that explosion. And then the metal arms becomes fused to his body.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's not only like, oh, I've got metal arms. They also damaged his brain and made him more evil. Because generally, when we see versions of a Doc Ock, it is as a mentor to Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And then he becomes delirious. He becomes a mad scientist. And the arms own him, essentially.
Well, demented, but not demented enough that he didn't almost marry Aunt May.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, comic thing.
Comics are weird.
They are weird, but he didn't end up marrying her.
I mean, I get it. But
Also, because of his constant battles with Spider-Man, he had to be treated for acute arachnophobia. That's what it says.
Spider scary.
But he is the founder and core leader of the Sinister Six, which are like, the bad guy club in Spider-Man's world. He has been an anti-hero at times. He's helped out Spider-Man occasionally, but he is a formidable foe.
Yeah, he really is.
Those arms are going to be dangerous.
Because
Those
even if,
octopus
let's say,
arms.
Spider-Man brought him in and had him webbed and everything, right? Had him all covered up. There are some villains here where you could just take off like a spiky tail or something and they're kind of harmless. You cannot get those arms off of Doc Ock. They will always break free.
Well, you can. It'd just be a little messy.
We are not equipped to do
We're
that.
not there.
That's like next level training. Is that
Yeah,
next
I don't
week's
have
training?
tweezers big enough.
We'll have to call our supervisor.
Can we extract Doc Ock's arms, please?
And I don't know if he is a straight up murderer, but at the same time, he's experienced tragedy in his life. He has nothing left to lose, and he's really good at manipulation. Like, I think he would break out no matter where we put him. I've given my vote early on. Joel, where do you
I'll
think
go
he
first.
belongs?
I do think he is a maximum security type person. I think
Why?
the bowl cut. The bowl cut alone, I don't even want to look at that. And so
Apologies
I'm
to
putting
the
him,
listener with the bull cut.
no, but I think he is one of the most, if not the arch villain of Spider-Man. And I think Spider-Man would appreciate it if we put him in maximum security. Because like you said, he's going to get out probably, but that at least would make it much harder for him and allow Spider-Man some time.
You know, I like your passive-aggressive comment there. He is billed as the secondary antagonist in the Spider-Man franchise, so from the Villain Wiki.
He's much older than others and been around much longer and proved himself to be much more
old,
formidable.
but secondary
Save
antagonist.
it for our Venom versus Doc Ock
Oh
show.
my gosh. It's not Venom. It's not Venom.
You don't think Venom is his arch nemesis?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah,
Green
yeah,
Goblin.
Okay.
Those are the three.
No, but...
You're like one of those kids that watched the 90s cartoons, so I'm like, you're totally in the Venom train.
Oh, no. That was someone else. Yeah. Our own conversations here. Zach, do you
Can
agree?
I join?
Is he a tier 1 security prison?
Maximum security.
Is he a tier 1 villain?
Yeah.
Yes. Does he deserve maximum security? Also, yes.
I totally agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
needs
afraid
to be
of him.
locked up, and he'll still get out. I think he'll manipulate all of us.
I think he's going to have one of those. It's going to be one of those chains on the wall type situation. You know, where they have their wrists bound, but he's also going to have all the other 4 arms as well bound and his legs bound. So he's going to be locked up.
Also, octopi can get through holes as long as they're the size of their beak.
Wait, so he's going to squirm?
They're cephalopods. He has an internal bone structure.
I don't know if you knew this, but in this canon, he is now a cephalopod.
Can you imagine? Oh,
Dr. Cephalopod.
terrifying.
He can get to the opening the size of his bowl cut. And that's it.
We will be submitting Dr. Otto Octavius to maximum security. Please.
I hate to get rid of the space, but we need to do it.
I think he's one that needs to be in there.
Yeah.
Next we have Sandman.
Now, Sandman first came on the scene in 1963, so still that same era. He wears a
September.
green striped shirt and gray pants. His name is either William Baker or Flint Marko.
Yeah, Flint Marko is the one we know.
Yeah. But he's a small-time crook who became a supervillain after his body merged with sand.
Yeah, he actually escaped a prison and ended up on a beach, and the beach was a nuclear testing site, and then his body and and the sand bonded and changed his molecular structure.
They
into
bonded,
sand.
and they were
They
just
bonded over-
buddies forever.
Yeah,
like-
it's a real coming of age story.
Do you like the Detroit Lions? Yeah, I do. And they bonded.
So his crimes consist of murder, assault, and mutilation. He's generally shown as an anti-hero in the comic books, right? Like there's a reason he's a bad guy.
Just wants to save his daughter.
He's even been an Avenger at one point in the comics, which was kind of weird.
His abilities, he can shapeshift, he can increase his durability and strength, he can lift up to 85 tons, create dust storms. Basically, his body is sand. Even his clothes are sand.
Yeah.
He can color them, but then he can disappear, reappear, reform. It's all sorts of
Now,
stuff.
here's the problem. I think he is a tier 2 villain, but I'm wondering because he's sand and sand gets everywhere.
I don't like
I hate
sand.
sand. I'm worried about the kind, whatever cell we put him in. It needs to be locked down tight.
Basically, the size of his beak is substantially smaller.
May I
and he
make
can
a
get
point
through
of
even
order
smaller
here?
holes.
Yes.
He's getting out. There's no point in trying to keep him in. I'm putting him in. I want to put him in minimum security.
What did you
Joel,
feed his
we don't,
attitude,
we don't
Joel?
want him to get out. This is
No,
you
I'm
lock him
saying
down.
he's going to get out no matter where you put him, and not wasting a maximum security slot on him because he's going to get out through the
Joel,
vents.
Hear me out. Mason jar, giant mason jar. There's no air. We just seal it up tight.
Does he need to breathe?
The sand breathe.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a deep thought. I think we don't want people to get out. This our job is on the line,
Dude,
Joel.
hold on.
I've only been here a week.
We went from maybe he's in minimum security to get a mason jar.
A big one.
Is that maximum then? Is the mason jar maximum security?
We actually, it's what we call it.
The mason jar.
throw him in the big mason
jar.
See, I actually have him in maximum or medium security prison. I think medium would be too easy. I almost think he needs to be maximum because he needs to be sealed tight.
He does.
No, here's the problem, though.
He does need to be.
Here's the
sealed
problem. If we have a mason jar, or no, really, if we have a minimum security cell that has a sprinkler on the ceiling, we have him under control.
No,
because if he turns into mud,
Wet sand can still move, Kent.
Sand-
no,
doesn't turn
that's
to
one of his
mud.
weaknesses. If he
It's-
gets wet or electrified, he's done for.
Kent, have you ever stepped in wet sand?
It's
It goes right
harder
up to your
move.
ankles and it's hard to get out. It's more tough.
Yeah, but he doesn't move as quick.
He doesn't
Really
move as
easy to
quick.
contain.
I'm just saying he's going to get out of the vents anyway. We might as well put
No,
him
we
in.
don't want him to get out.
He can get through the bars.
Zach, I need you with me on this one.
We need to try and not let him get out. I think he's a
you
maximum
guys are
security.
much more dedicated to this job than I am.
Fired, Joel.
I'm a temp, Kent.
Oh, what are you doing at the Raft?
I just need this job to help my daughter.
He's on probation from what he did at Arkham Asylum.
I'm worried they're going to put Joel in the mason jar.
I think he's maximum.
I'm thinking it's maximum too.
You guys are wasting a maximum
Yeah,
slot on
on
Sandman.
Sandman.
A sympathetic villain who's
Yeah, no,
going to get
that's-
out no matter what we do.
That's the problem, but still, he needs to be sealed.
Tier 3 villain, tier 1 danger.
All right, you guys, you can waste a slot on him. We don't have to agree.
Maximum security.
It's your jobs. I'm going to get promoted.
Next, we have Dr. Kurt Connors, the Lizard.
Oh,
He first appeared in Spider-Man number 6 in November of 1963. He's a feral anthropomorphic lizard who wears a lab coat.
he was Peter Parker's college professor. He was originally an army surgeon, and he lost his right arm from an explosion. And then he went on to study reptilian DNA to see how the reptiles could regrow limbs. He injected himself with the toxin and then became the lizard. Spidey even gave him a serum to stop him from being the lizard, but he's still kind of, it's a Jekyll and Hyde sort of thing. He still transforms when he suffers from stress or a chemical reaction.
And he does have superhuman strength, regeneration abilities, meaning if he gets injured, he can get better.
Right.
He also has been shown as being able to telepathically command all reptiles within a 1 mile radius.
He'd be good in a bracket.
A 1 mile radius, Kent.
That's
How many
pretty far.
I know, but how many reptiles do you think we have in a mile of us right now?
There's no reptiles in the water.
Hold on. I'm trying to talk to him.
Is that the noise you make when trying to talk to reptiles?
I'm mentally holding onto their tails.
Dr. Connors.
They ripped off. Oh, no.
Dr. Connors is also one of the few people that know, spoiler alert, that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
What?
What?
We don't even know that.
I've heard rumors.
I was on a train once.
I was a little kid.
This guy made
And
a
I-
really like intense face.
I handed him his mask after.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So I think he'd be tough to deal with because of his speed and his really thick skin. I don't know, but if we put like a warm rock in his room, I think he'll be good.
Or just keep it cold and slow him down.
So
Just
wait.
turn up the AC and he's
So wait,
cold-blooded.
Here I am trying to keep the villains comfortable. You want to make him cold?
I want to slow him down.
Joel
Warm rock,
doesn't
he'll
even-
fall asleep.
Joel doesn't even want this job.
I didn't say that. I'm
Sabotage.
I just want to help my daughter.
Joel's a temp.
I am a temp. We're all temps. Let's
Okay.
face it.
I've always wanted a pet iguana, and I mainly work on the medium security level.
Do you?
Yeah.
Who puts that? That puts me in minimum or maximum?
But I'll let you argue amongst yourselves.
I do think he'd eventually escape because I think he'd shed his skin. And we'd be like, oh, he's in there.
Works.
Wait,
He wouldn't be that
he'd
stressed
still
because we would be taking such good care of him.
He'd still be in there though. If he sheds his skin, there'd be two of them in there. This,
Ew.
this plan doesn't work, Kent.
What do you think happens when they shed their skin?
You go through walls. It's a portal. Obviously.
Yeah, you become
Is that why you're so
temporarily
scared of snakes?
invisible.
Yeah, snakes have portals.
Anyway,
So much for a short show.
I think medium security.
I
for
think
Lizard.
minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah.
This guy is a ravenous beast.
You want to give him medium?
I'm gonna give him medium.
Okay. I'm good with
Joel
that.
and I say medium.
Yeah.
Just make him cold?
Yeah.
So we have a thermostat on the side of the cell.
Yep. We just turn it down a little bit. Cold-blooded guys. Can
That's the
start
difference
slowing
from
real down.
minimum to medium.
Not enough to kill him, but just enough to slow him down.
No, tell the temp agency I'll call them back.
Okay. We are going to medium security for the lizard.
Next we have Electro. Maxwell Dillon.
It's Electro.
Boogie Oogie Oogie. First appeared in Spider-Man number 9 in February 1964. If you go on a visual of what this guy looks like, he's gone through a lot of different looks. Like a yellow and green costume with like yellow lightning bolts coming off his mask.
I mean,
Real
he's
cheesy.
dabbled in looking like an American
to
gladiator.
Jamie Foxx looking like really bad blue CGI.
Yeah. Strange skin condition.
I love when your electricity can fix your tooth gap.
Yep. That's how they're fixed. It's braces
In the
are
movie,
out.
he just wanted a friend. In the comics, he was an electrical engineer, and apparently electrical engineers repair power lines because he was struck by lightning while he was. He didn't die, but he became a living electrical capacitor.
Yeah. His powers range from shooting electricity bolts to flight and superhuman strength and speed.
When he's fully charged.
When he's fully charged.
Yes.
He can also deliver a jolt of up to 100,000 volts.
So Spider-Man defeated him by using a fire hose and wearing rubber gloves. Not super tough. I feel like we could do that.
We got those standard
Like,
issue.
Joel, I'm a little worried about what league you're in with some of these villains.
Have you ever licked a battery?
Yes.
It's not fun.
Yeah, but it's also
I'm
like,
not going to lick a prisoner either.
you kind of just go, ugh.
You ever accidentally electrocuted yourself?
Yes.
I mean, it's bad. It's
Yeah.
real bad.
However,
Do you trust us?
if we just put him in the basement away from any sort of electricity, truly a Faraday cage, a minimum Faraday, well, actually medium Faraday cage would probably take care of him.
So you're not on your phone during your breaks?
I know he's
You
going to
guys are allowed your phones? They took mine before we got to the round.
Well,
Easy temp.
I was playing Toon Blast.
I'm medium
Got out.
security. I'm medium security on this one as well. I think no bars because he could definitely shock you through those. But you put him behind him in a Faraday cage, middle door
Sure.
type situation. I think that could work. So I think medium security is probably.
I'd go medium as well.
Medium's fine.
Okay, we are putting Electro in the medium security. Welcome, sir.
Welcoming our prisoners.
I work on the second floor, thank you.
I guess I'm going to work down in minimum security.
Is Zack the secretary?
Yeah, Kent's up in maximum.
He's answering the
No,
door.
down to maximum.
Thanks, Spidey.
Ding dong, what do we have here? Oh, looks like we have Mysterio.
Dumbest costume?
All right. He was first appeared in Spider-Man number 13 in June 1964. He wears a green costume, purple cape, and a fishbowl on his head.
That's specifically
Why are you hating on the fishbowl?
I'm not hating on
I hate
it's
it.
a cool
No, I hate it. It's dumb.
Why do you
It's
hate it?
from the 60s and it looks stupid. So his name is Quentin.
So are you.
What? From the 80s.
Okay.
His name is Quentin Beck, and he was a special effects expert and stuntman who wanted to be an actor, but nobody liked him. So then he just decided to use his special effects knowledge for notoriety.
Do you remember the movie FX?
Yeah.
Yeah, and FX2?
Yeah.
About the special effects guys who help fight crime. This is
Right.
the opposite of that. He doesn't have any superhuman abilities, but he's a master of illusion who uses special effects and hypnosis and extensive knowledge of chemistry and robotics to trick his enemies.
Illusions, Michael.
Illusions, Michael.
His gloves can emit hallucinogenic gases. So,
which his plexiglass helmet does protect him from.
right.
He has a holographic projector to create 3D illusions. What else can you say about Mysterio?
You can say that he's going to minimum security.
Well, I don't know. Let's talk about this because his true talent is he makes his enemies believe things that aren't real and make faulty decisions based on that information.
But
He could trick the three of us.
But we know it's coming. We know what we're looking for. It's like, hey.
Yeah, but we knew that in Spider-Man Far From Home, and people still got into that character, right? We knew that there was a twist there.
I just think that with the gas that could escape from his wrists and the ability he has with robotics, he could have something on him. I think we got to put him at least medium security.
But don't you
Intermediate
think that
security.
gas is still getting through a medium security cell?
Maybe, but it's a little more secure.
shoot.
I don't want to put this guy in max, though.
We need the
heavens, no.
mason jar, Joel.
We need to save the
Keep the
mason
gas
jar
in.
for the really scary
Maximum
moths.
security mason
No,
jars.
I think he looks so stupid, and I think like he would try to fake his own death because that's one of his abilities. I think he'd be like, "Oh, I'm dying," and we try to like maybe trick us to come into the cell and let him out or something like that. I don't think any of us would believe it, right? None of us would believe what's going on
Except
there.
for there was that part in Spider-Man Far From Home when he's like he got him to walk in front of a train. Remember that?
But we've been temps at this place for a while. We know the setting. We know what's up.
We know there's no trains in the raft.
Zach,
Yeah.
what if all of a sudden there's water underneath you,
Oh, I'm so afraid of water.
Zach,
I
what
have
if
rabies.
what if all of a sudden your hair falls out?
and then mangoes are in your mouth?
I'm swelling.
We're scoping Zach's horror right now.
Dr. Matt, come on in.
What is this, ketchup and eggs?
I'm going to give him medium as well. I was thinking minimum, but I don't think it's enough.
I think we need a little extra barrier of protection against him.
I think we need it to be medium so that there needs to be like 3 locks so that we don't open the door.
I buy that.
He's on my floor.
Yep, you're getting a lot of care. We're putting a lot of medium, Zach. Your floor's getting filled up.
Uh-oh. Well, with that, if we were to putting a Mysterio goes to a level 2 medium security, I'm now half full or half empty, depending on your outlook on life. So depending on what you want your fishbowl.
Well, we're temps in the raft. What do you think our outlook on life is?
We got fired from Arkham.
Life's not going too good for us. We got fired out of a whole universe. We had to go to a completely different universe.
And a lesser cartoon. We didn't even get to X-Men.
Oh, man.
Next season.
Just dropped off. We have, hello, Mr. Green Goblin.
Norman Osborn.
No. Green Goblin came out in Spider-Man number 14 in July of 1964. He wears a green costume underneath a bulletproof chainmail. With an overlapping purple tunic. His mask is a built-in filter, by the way, to keep him safe from gases. Because sometimes he's wearing a mask, but sometimes he's an actual goblin.
Yeah.
Depending on which
I know
version you're going with.
all the different. Yeah, we're not going to talk about multiverses.
What's his origin, Kent?
Well, he's from the Villain Wiki, commonly the main antagonist of the Spider-Man franchise, and often a major antagonist of the Avengers. Once he ingested a serum that increased his physical abilities, but also drove him to insanity. Yeah, no, he's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he's bad. He is a business owner, a politician. He's like Lex Luthor with superhuman abilities.
Yeah.
And what he's done
And an alternate personality.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, he definitely has a lot of powers, but he's had such a pivotal role in killing a lot of people close to Peter Parker.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, initially he was just a normal man who had gadgets and a costume. But as the franchise has changed and grown, he's became kind of a monster, like an actual monster. And he uses incendiary pumpkin bombs and ghost bombs. And he has boomerang-like throwing weapons with razor bats. So it's kind of a Halloween theme going on here. And he can also shock people with 10,000 volts with these little gloves he has on.
I can also shock you by saying minimum security.
For Green Goblin?
Tier 1 villain.
First of all, I love that segue. Secondly, you're wrong.
No, tier 1 villain.
Abilities. He can punch through glass, bend metal, run at superhuman speeds, can fall several stories and be fine. Bend metal?
The mere fact that he has pumpkin bombs probably on his person.
His hobbies are killing.
That is not minimum.
His hobbies are killing and
Wait, are you reading his
trick-or-treating.
Tinder profile?
well,
I like killing and long
listen,
walks
he
on
was
the
out of my
beach.
age range, so
Wow, 6'1", huh?
Yeah. No, he's
even without the rubber suit, he's incredibly dangerous as
Well,
a person,
in like-
and he has money, and he can bribe anyone. I think it is a maximum security prison for a tier
I
1
think
villain.
Green Goblin is one of the reasons the raft was built. We need to get him in maximum immediately.
Absolutely. Zach, you don't want him on your level.
We will
You
happily
want him on
send
Zach's level or
Mr.
Kent's level.
Mr. Osborn will be going to a maximum security.
Don't call him Mr. Osborn.
my level?
Yeah, you're on max.
Do you just give the key to everyone on your level? The key to the cell?
Only on Pizza Friday.
Hey,
Planet Fitness?
I got a thing. Watch yourselves.
Spider-Man's super annoyed with us.
Next up, we have Kraven the Hunter being dropped off.
So Kraven first appeared in August of 1964.
Sergei Kraven.
He's a former Russian aristocrat and a big game hunter, always looking for the next big hunt. His abilities came after he met a witch doctor named Calypso, Calypso, and drank herbal potions. In some origins, he got a lion bite, but really, it really came down to a witch doctor.
Yeah.
And he's just real beefed up.
Hold on, you got a lion bite?
In some, it's like
Was it like a radioactive lion?
Do you know
of
how
course
when
it
he
was.
said when he got bit? Ooh, ah. Because the witch doctor?
Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay, there you go. By the way, Craven, his character is kind of based on, and he referred to it in the first appearance, The Most Dangerous Game, which you've not read that short story. It's real good. The Most Dangerous Game. But he is skilled in hand-to-hand combat. He uses that magic jungle potion, as it's called, to increase his speed, strength, and tracking skills. Even without the powers, he's an Olympic-level athlete.
Yeah.
And this is one that scares me. He has a great knowledge of pressure points, both in the anatomy of humans and in many animals.
Oh, you got beat up by your brother too? Pressure points, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And one thing that's different about him than a lot of Spider-Man villains, he's obsessive about achieving his goals.
Well, and he
will not quit.
He thinks Spider-Man is the ultimate game.
Yes.
He wants to hunt Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That being said, I am not the ultimate game. I am not a formidable foe.
Hey.
He doesn't care about me.
I think you are quite a catch.
Thank you.
You've got game.
Yeah. You can come to Pizza Friday, Zach.
Don't go down there.
Joel's got the Riz.
Joel, you're fodder, though. We're all fodder to get out of the raft.
Yeah, but
He
at the
will
same
get
time,
out.
he is not super strong. You put him in minimum security, what's he going to do? What's he going to do to get out of that cage?
Everything. He's incredibly strong. I think he gets out. I think you let him
As
out.
stated before, incredibly strong does not bend iron bars.
So his magic jungle potion will wear out eventually. Just saying.
No, that's just him. He doesn't have
becomes
to
a
keep
guy.
drinking
If you
it.
lock
That's how
up an
he got his
Olympian,
powers.
they'll stay in the jail cell.
Superhuman senses, strength, speed, stamina, durability, and reflexes.
So he'll just be very aware of his minimum security cell.
Yeah. And I think, honestly, he's a mighty hunter. What's he going to hunt in a jail cell? Be like, oh, you're right there.
I can track you. I just
found
keep walking
you.
back and forth. It's
Yeah.
like, I haven't moved, sir.
He's gonna do that thing where I
Joel,
walk by the cage. He's going to pace
I'm
back and forth
picturing
and stare at me.
your prison, your jail cell is made out of pipe cleaners. That's what I'm picturing for the basement. I think we need medium here. He is a medium villain for a medium cell.
I think we've already used half of our medium
and I think
slots.
I'm putting him in minimum security. I think bars are good enough for Craven the Hunter.
You're dead.
I'm not dead.
Please don't die.
I agree with minimum. We're going to go minimum on this
man.
one. Minimum security for Craven the Hunter. Welcome, sir.
May I have your coat?
Well, welcome, Mr. Kravinoff. We are halfway through.
Okay.
Allegedly. I don't know how many villains Spider-Man is dropping off.
Yeah, we should also clarify we're not doing...
But I have a feeling
Listen,
he's half done.
We're halfway done with our shift, okay?
Our shift is half over.
We're the worst
We're not working
security guards
overtime.
ever. No, we should clarify. We're not doing all the rogues in Spider-Man's gallery. We're not even doing all the core ones.
Right.
We found the ones that we felt were worth talking about and want to talk about of the main villains that he deals with.
Right.
So there are plenty out there that we're not going to be talking about.
For example, we're about to skip Beetle. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I don't
Most
know what
audiences
that is.
did the blue one recently.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Dating the episode.
Just to check in, we now have 3 villains in maximum security, 3 villains in medium security, and 3 villains in minimum.
Oh,
we are
look at
halfway
that.
through our list.
Look at
we
that.
are halfway through our capacity.
LCD works.
This pleases me.
That's one of the reasons I fought for minimum on the last one. Now we have Scorpion.
Get over here. Well, he couldn't resist.
Yeah.
Scorpion first appeared in Spider-Man number 20 in 1965. He wears a full-body battle suit composed of 2 layers of light steel mesh separated by a thin layer of insulated rubber. It looks like a scorpion.
Matt Gargan was a private investigator hired by J. Jonah Jameson to find out how Peter Parker gets such good pictures of Spider-Man. And then he was hired by Jameson to test out a barely tested process that endows him with the Scorpion's powers. But that treatment affected his mind, driving him insane. He then tried to kill J. Jonah Jameson, but Spider-Man saved J.
Jonah Jameson. He's a menace.
So-
J. Jonah Jameson being like the biggest antagonist for Spider-Man that's not on this list because he's not a supervillain. He's just a publisher.
He's just the media.
So he was given...
Don't trust him.
I actually did not know that J. Jonah Jameson was responsible for the creation of Scorpion. Like, that was like, what the heck,
Yeah,
man?
it's pretty dirty.
Yeah, but the Scorpion has the strength of a scorpion, a very big scorpion, I should add right there.
Why does it sound so lame when it's literally Spider-Man's powers?
No, and then he has very similar powers to Spider-Man, but he also has this tail, which used to be like a simple club,
Right.
or a scythe. But now it's turned into like it can shoot lasers and acid.
right.
And he has a very strong grip because he has scorpion pincers. And he's just very, very tall. His tail can whip up to 90 miles per hour. And it can nay-nay.
Whip. Nay.
So, I mean, he will have a suit on, but if he doesn't have the suit, he would die because his mutation still affects him. So he always needs the suit. Although the tail, I feel like we need to do something about that tail.
No, that's the thing is he needs a specialized cage because he is dangerous if that tail gets going 90 miles an hour. He's
Honestly,
emotionally
same.
Yeah, he's emotionally disturbed. He's irrational. He has an explosive temper. I think we need to put Scorpion in maximum
But
security.
he's a tier 3 villain.
But he's a dangerous tier 3
think
villain.
we've got other guys to worry about.
Tier 2. Tier 2. We need him just strong enough. And I'm staying really far away from those.
This is
prison
Zack's
walls.
floor.
I am more afraid of what else Spider-Man might bring us to.
Yeah.
I'm
And
going to
Scorpion.
say we go medium.
Medium.
I disagree.
Scorpion goes to medium security, sir. Next, we have Rhino. Alexei Mikhailovich.
There's a demon.
Mikhailovich Sestovic. He first appeared in issue number 41 in October 1966. He's a Russian thug who was given rhinoceros modeled armor and then dosed with radiation treatments, which merged him. Well, it depends. Either he's put in the suit or he's given the treatments and got that.
Generally,
tough
the
skin.
origin is when he had those toxins, his skin and body grew along with the strength. So his skin became really thick and he got really strong. He does have a suit over the top, but he's really that size.
Yeah.
Like he didn't grow a rhino horn. That's part of the suit.
He does, and he does have the razor sharp horn. He has thick hide. He has superhuman strength, stamina, durability, speed, and longevity. But he is also really known for being dim-witted.
That's it.
He's kind
He's
of
a dumb villain.
Yeah.
He's just kind of a juggernaut type, right?
Yes.
Point him in the right direction and he'll cause damage.
No, literally,
Yes.
literally one direction because, well,
Stop.
sorry.
Here,
The
let me
story
hear
of his life. No, really, if you played any Spider-Man game, he will choose one direction to ram things, and that's usually the point in the boss battle when his horn gets stuck in the wall and you start wailing on him, right?
But he charges that he could kill you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. A room with pillowed walls would stop this guy, right? He would run at the wall. There's like love sacks on the ground. He'd probably trip because he's so dumb. Pillowed walls.
But no, that's the thing is he still has that horn, Kent. He can rip through the love sacks. He can rip through the pillowed walls.
Unlike a juggernaut from the X-Men, he doesn't need to gain momentum to cause damage with that horn. So
I think this is medium security for me.
Oh, we're almost done with medium then.
I know.
4 in medium.
He is that strong. I think he could easily get through Joel's pipe cleaners. And so I think putting him in...
They're iron bars. They just we just put the fuzz around them during Pizza Fridays.
it's festive. Okay, I'll go with medium.
Medium security. We have 5 in medium security. We have 1 remaining medium security.
Oh, no.
Next up is Shocker. Hello, Shocker.
That's a surprise. So he first appeared in issue number 46 in 1967. He's a small-time criminal with powerful mechanical gloves that can shock you.
Is this the deep impact to Electro's Armageddon? Like, does anyone care about Shocker as much?
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Well, Shocker did appear in the movies as well.
Yeah.
Very
of.
briefly.
I still have not quite unpacked what you just said, Kent, about deep impacts and everything. I'm not.
You
I'm
get
not
it,
with
right?
you.
No, you get it?
No, you've lost me.
Twinner winner. But he is a safe cracker, and he has these gauntlets that produce these powerful shock waves. His name's Herman Schultz, by the way.
Yeah, really scary name. Herman Schultz.
But he's a skilled inventor, engineer, martial artist, and acrobat. So he's not just a dumb guy with gloves. He has some talents outside of those.
But these shockwaves, they don't really kill people. They just push them back really far.
So when his gauntlets are activated by a pump action thumb trigger, by the way, they can project a concentrated blast of compressed air that vibrates at an intense frequency.
Right.
So,
But do you know how Spider-Man beat him? He webbed his thumbs to keep him from pressing the triggers on the gauntlets. That's it. Control his thumbs.
He's already wrapped in a cocoon.
but if you put him in an iron cage, he can do some damage between the bars. If you put him in a cell with a metal door,
I think it would
which
just
is
be,
medium security.
honestly, like a tuning fork. I think he would try to hit the walls of the cage and they would go, but that's it. I don't think they'd break.
Like what happened to Venom at the end of Spider-Man 3.
I think we need to put him. Don't think we can get rid of another medium. He is a tier 3
I
villain.
think we need to clear out the mediums with Shocker because I don't think there's more that need to be
Listen,
maximum.
Lame suit, lame character, lame cell.
Shocker, Kent.
Morbius is coming up. Are you sure about that?
Oh, the living vampire that we can put near a window in a cell.
Okay. Minimum? Zach, what do you think? Minimum or
Shocker.
medium?
I say medium.
Do you want the company or you want to throw him in the basement?
I guess we'll go with medium.
Oh, bad idea.
it does-
Oh, no, it's a bad idea.
Plastic over on the medium. We're a really strong plexiglass over here.
So just to clarify again, so obviously my level is iron bars. I'm confused about what the medium level has versus what the
Medium,
maximum
I
has.
think we have some defenses against their powers, but not like ultimate ones. It's not like airtight.
What's maximum then?
Oh, maximum is built specifically
There's
like the mason jar.
custom tuned.
Custom prison cells.
Okay, so the padded walls, is that a maximum?
Well, it would have to have like 6
We
feet.
can
of-
install that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I put it in.
I just want to
myself.
set clear boundaries here
I
because
think-
Ken is morphing almost every prison to pipe cleaners and padded walls and mason jars.
Listen, we're decorating.
Just saying, you just got here. Don't start engineering the building, man.
Don't do too much too soon.
Pace yourself.
I'm trying to get employee of the month, okay?
No.
Maybe I want to be hired on.
set too
You
high
got to
a
be a
bar.
full-time employee before
Signing
you can
bonus,
be
guys?
eligible.
You don't even have.
You're not
benefits.
eligible for the bonus till after 6 months. There's a probationary
I work
period.
12 hours a week. Help me out here.
You barely get dental. Now we have Kingpin.
Gonna need a big sell for that guy. So Kingpin first appeared in issue number 50 in July 1967, and he is a extraordinarily heavyset man with a bald head. His traditional attire consists of his signature white suit jacket and a cane.
Remember when he was Michael Clark Duncan, though? That was kinda
Yeah.
So Wilson Fisk grew up in poverty and was often bullied. He then decided to train in combat so he could overpower his tormentors, which he later turned into goons for him in his gang. He then befriended a crime boss named Rigoletto. Ooh, Rigoletto. So scary.
Save it for our feature films for families hearing.
But then he betrayed Rigoletto and murdered him, taking over the gang, becoming the warlord we know today.
So he is the crime lord of New York City. He's got his fingers in many different
Very
pies.
high pain tolerance, overwhelming influence, business management. Ooh, that's a great ability.
He's got a ton of henchmen, a lot of people in his pocket from, all walks of life.
The thing that's cool about him is no matter what cell we put him in, he would just kind of chill because he's really patient. Like, I think he would just chill and wait.
Well, he looks obese, but he actually is like sumo wrestler
Oh, yeah.
strong. Like
Yeah.
a lot of muscle there. And he wears Kevlar armor below his clothing.
I really think he's a model prisoner, but he's waiting for the perfect moment to break free.
He
And he would
sometimes
bribe. Okay, go on.
what bribe? Yeah, I was going to
I
say
think he
that.
would bribe us or
Bribe-
threaten
try
our
to.
families. I think we actually wasted a spot on Shocker. I think he deserves medium, but I think we're going to have to put him in
we don't have
minimum.
any medium left,
no,
do we?
I think
We're done. This is maximum or minimum.
I think he's minimum.
I think he's minimum.
Well, he does sometimes carry an obliterator cane,
Yeah.
which is a version of his cane where it has a laser weapon that can vaporize a handgun. And this is just what it says.
We're
Vaporize
getting
a handgun
handguns? I don't think
or
so.
a person's head at close range.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I don't want
how
him on
close
my
is close
floor.
range. I'm asking for Scorpion and Kingpin at this point. I think here's the thing. We're probably going to have to put him in minimum because every villain in here will try to get him out for their own power and influence.
I think he has the
You
same.
were yelling at me 2 seconds ago for saying they're going to get out anyway.
Yeah, I know, but
You're in his payroll, aren't
no.
you?
Listen, I'm saving spots in.
It's getting on Kingpin's payroll.
If
Well,
we want to
listen.
play the meta of this game,
If you want to help your daughter, you should work for him too.
no, Joel, while he may be the least interested employee among us, he's also the most moral. We have to put Kingpin with Joel on minimum security.
Yeah.
Just as long as there's no car doors near, I'm good.
Ooh.
Joel in it's not just Joel's level. Joel and minimum security, you have 2 spots left. Kent on maximum security, you have 3.
We need to save these spots.
Why do
guys.
why are we on different floors, guys? I miss the days when we were together doing this together.
We take breaks at the same time. Oh, that's how they're going to get out. Oh no!
Speaking of breaks.
Now we have Morbius, the living.
Oh yeah, we can
vampire.
take a break, guys. You want to get out of here?
It's Morbin time,
Should we
guys.
just play some elevator music
so
right now?
his description is he looks like a vampire, but he's alive. I feel bad.
Okay,
Because
go
I
on.
feel like the most recent movie has kind of made Morbius the living vampire more of a joke than he was before.
He was before.
Because he's a biochemist who gets a rare blood disease, and in the process of trying to cure it, he got some genetic samples from vampire bats, and he became a living vampire.
Well,
which is a vampire.
It's actually his own fault because in the comic origin, he actually stole Peter Parker's blood thinking it was a science project. And then while he's examining the blood, a vampire bat drank it and then bit him. So it's kind
That
of
sounds complicated.
very complicated.
What are the string of coincidences that had to happen for that to happen?
Just jumping into the real world, this is our first villain outside of the 1960s.
That's true.
Yes, 1971 when he first appeared.
Issue 101.
So his hobbies are drinking blood and killing criminals.
It's a really weird Tinder profiles.
And I think he's kind of good deep down to his core.
He's a smart guy. But he has all the powers and weaknesses that come with vampirism. So he has great hearing and agility and taste and smell and night vision. But he also must feed on human blood or he gets sick and then dies.
So he's going for the kill.
Stop. Bury me.
He's got 30 seconds to do it. But he also does not disintegrate when he gets sunlight. But his skin does blister and he is in pain and dehydrated. So like I said, we can put him at like the cell on the end of the line,
totally,
which has a window in it, and we're golden.
Yeah.
He's not going to do much.
Are you all right with him? You have to spend time with Morbius?
Jared Leto's an attractive man.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Here's the
He's
thing,
like
though.
waif like Leto, though.
I feel bad for him. Like, he'll never get visitors because no one wants to see him.
Yeah. Oh.
They may even release him twice and no one will still come to see him.
He literally was released twice and he's still here.
I'm just gonna do one of those hand crochet things for his wall. It just says it's Morbin time.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
You're gonna make crafts for your prison?
What do you think we do on Wednesdays?
Is it because you don't want to die?
What do you think we do on Wednesdays?
Okay, Pizza Fridays.
Pizza Friday, Craft Night Wednesday.
Minimum security is so awesome.
Ooh, movie night Monday.
Feature films for families. Is that what you're watching?
We do FHE on Mondays. Little family home evening with my prisoners.
Who did the snack?
Fiend home
Because
evening.
here
Who's
we're a
singing
family.
our song?
I have this program I want to implement in all levels, and they're letting me start on minimum security.
Hobgoblin, you're on the prayer.
How'd you rehabilitate him? Pizza.
Works for me.
Now we have Black Cat.
Oh, finally.
Kent's been waiting
Mercy.
for this. Stop. So Black Cat first appeared in issue number 194 in July 1979. We've
Jumped to the end of the 70s.
By the way, Catwoman was created in 1940.
Yeah.
But her description is she wears...
She's older?
I'm saying Catwoman was a long time before this, and all of a sudden in 79, they're
You'd say
like,
she's a cougar.
hey...
I've always preferred older women.
But she wears a black suit with white accents and black goggles.
So she first became Black Cat to get revenge on her boyfriend for assaulting her. He then died in a drunk driving accident before she could kill him. So she used her skills to become an expert cat burglar, just like her father. It's a really lame story.
Her alter ego is Felicia Hardy, and her alias is Party Hardy. That's what Wikipedia...
Guys, I love her.
Kent, she's not going to Max.
Put her in Max, please.
No.
Please?
No.
Well,
You can visit on your break.
Kent, the whole point of maximum security is not to keep the door open.
Oh.
That's what you would do if you had her
She's
up
the
there.
only girl here in the raft. Like, help me out.
Are you going to Tashi Station for your power converters?
She's a master cat burglar, superhuman strength, agility, balance, and vision. She's got retractable claws.
She's good at flirting and manipulation.
She's
Sometimes has
combat.
bad luck powers.
Bad luck powers.
What?
Yeah.
So, I'm definitely not going to have her around on craft night.
She spills so much glitter.
She knocks glasses off the table.
The paper mache pinata did not turn out. It's just soggy. So that's
Making biscuits.
I just think it's so interesting that Catwoman
We can make biscuits together.
Catwoman had been around for almost 40 years, and all of a sudden Marvel's like, hey, we got a cat-like cat burglar too, who's also a
Killed
love
Zack.
interest. Although,
Oh no, we need a new guard for medium security. Zack's dying. I think Mysterio got to him.
they did say they actually created her originally as like in Spider-Woman's comics, and then she got when the creator got moved over to Spider-Man comics, they brought her along with her. So now she's the love interest and ally of Spider-Man. She is the Catwoman of the Marvel world.
Yeah. Zack, you need to take care of your prisoners.
Making biscuits.
We killed him.
Oh, no, it's okay, guys. I'm back.
What'd you say?
Are you okay?
I'm off my break.
Is everything going okay?
Oh, we're good. I saw a lady making biscuits. It was weird.
Oh my
Where
God.
is she? I've been looking for her. So here's the thing. I want her on maximum security prison, but we are not wasting one of those cells on her.
No way.
Yeah.
Do we have any room in the basement?
We're now done. Minimum security is full.
Lucky.
I'll take her.
Lucky.
Oh, Spider-Man has just dropped off Hobgoblin.
First appeared in issue 238 in 1983.
Welcome to the 80s, baby.
He's a criminal mastermind equipped with Halloween-themed weapons similar to those used by Green Goblin. When I say similar, they're almost exactly alike.
So he's a fancy Green Goblin. He was a successful fashion
He eats
designer
Olive Garden?
who built his empire through unethical practices. He stumbled onto the lair of Green Goblin, couldn't wait to become a costume criminal. He eventually injected himself with a revised serum of Green Goblins, but most of all, he brainwashed others to take on the mantle of Hobgoblin. Like, it was always a mystery who Hobgoblin was.
Yeah.
He even had Ned Leeds take on the role for a little bit.
If I remember right, the reason that Hobgoblin came about was because they'd killed off Green Goblin and they didn't want to bring him back, so they brought back someone with his exact same powers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Although Green Goblin was more insane and irrational, whereas Hobgoblin is much more of a professional criminal who's much more in control of himself.
Super fancy. He doesn't really have enough skin in the game.
But he has the perfected version of the super serum.
Without the insanity.
Yeah. And he has the glider, he has the pumpkin bombs, and he has the razor sharp bats and superhuman strength. I think he deserves maximum security because
See, I wanted to give him medium.
I think he deserves it though because
I've been full for a while.
if we put Green Goblin in maximum, we need Hobgoblin in maximum as well.
Yeah, but he seems like such a dork.
Just because he's
dork?
Just because he's Kroger brand doesn't mean he's not also good.
Fine.
Maximum security.
You got both goblins.
Oh.
Gobble gobble goblin.
That's how we stay entertained at the Raft.
Yeah.
We just make puns about their names. Are we Spider-Man?
We always
rubbing off on us.
we always celebrate Thanksgiving on Kent's floor because of all the goblin.
Oh no.
Next up, we have Venom.
We are Venom. First appeared in issue number 300 in May 1988, created by Todd McFarlane.
So there are a couple of different origins based on what you've seen, but in the comics, Spider-Man was on a planet called Battle World, and his suit was ruined. He had to choose a new suit, and a black orb appeared in front of him and covered his body and gave him unlimited webs and could replicate any clothes. And in the cartoon, it was brought back on a space shuttle from John Jameson. It crashed the ship, and then Spider-Man investigated and took over his body. So basically, you have Spider-Man finding black goo in a way. It kind of gives him enhanced powers.
Yes. It
When he
attaches
was
itself to
kind of
him.
feeling done about being a superhero, and he's like, wow, I feel incredible. But what it does, it corrupts you, knows who you are immediately, and it's a symbiote. It just
Yes.
wants to take over whatever it's part of.
Yeah, and then once the symbiote leaves Spider-Man,
Yes.
it still retains his powers.
So
then-
and memory as
and
well.
memories. So then when it went to Eddie Brock,
Right.
which is another photographer, I believe, at the Daily
Yep.
Bugle, it got him. And Eddie Brock did not like Peter Parker. And then Eddie Brock gets the powers of Spider-Man and can fight against Peter Parker. And as Venom, he is undetectable to Spider-Man's Spidey
Yep.
sense. Like Spider-Man can't sense him the way he does other villains.
Now, I'm not super clear on this. Is he essentially has Spider-Man's powers because the symbiote first hung out with Spider-Man
Yes.
and learned how to do all that?
Unless you've seen the movies, and then he just kind of looks like Spider-Man.
Well, let's not go there.
Yeah.
I also read that he later the symbiote attached itself to Scorpion and Mark Gargan.
Yeah, there's been plenty of Venom.
Venom 2.
I do think we need a specialized, I mean, we have to at this point, right? We need a specialized cell that has giant speakers in the room because he is susceptible to sound.
Yeah,
right?
high-pitched
Church bells
sounds,
have stopped him before.
Yeah, certain resonances will cause him to not be able to do everything he wants to do.
Which seems rude. What song would we play really loudly?
Well, I'm telling you what, it's going to be Rebecca Black's Friday. Those high notes.
You
Friday,
are a jerk.
Friday.
I'm on that floor.
It's
You like that song?
It's Justin Bieber's Baby.
No.
Gets him every time.
So basically, like the black ooze would be like separating from Eddie Brock's body the whole time.
Wait, what was the worst song of songs? That.
Yeah, it was by Black Eyed Peas.
My Humps. There we
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Great. Thanks, guys.
You're
You're
welcome.
awesome.
It can be soundproof.
No, but
you don't have to hear it the whole time.
deserves maximum security. He's dangerous, and honestly, with the black goo, can escape anywhere. It's kind of like an octopus that infects people.
Here's
Where'd you put Doc Ock?
That's maximum.
Okay, he's up there with you too.
Yeah.
the big thing is the symbiote not getting away, right? Like that's because Venom could stay there, but if any of that gets out, we're hosed.
Right.
Yeah.
So we need to put him in the mason jar.
I think so because, fun fact, I found out that the ooze, when it goes on someone, it contains a small dimensional aperture, allowing its host to carry items without adding mass to the costume. Meaning
Oh.
it's like a TARDIS kind of thing. Where it's
So
like,
I want it. Give me it.
well,
It's like
what-
aperture science.
But what I'm saying
interesting.
is, we have no idea what he's carrying on him. Even if it doesn't look like he's carrying something on him, he could have a ton of stuff in
So
there.
I can eat anything I want and not gain any weight.
pretty much.
I'm in. Give it to me.
Well, he's a shapeshifter. You could be any shape you want.
I want it.
Zach, no to you, no to Black Cat for Kent. We are not doing this.
All I want is a romance. He wants to become.
I look so good in black.
You do. But no, definitely maximum security here. This is a dangerous villain. I don't want anywhere near the outside.
Hold on, let's backtrack real quick.
Or anti-hero.
Joel, you want to save your daughter. Zach, you want to become a little bit skinnier.
I look so good in black.
I just want to fall in love.
So slim.
Why do they hire us?
Why do they? We're the worst temps. We're so losing this job. Our final. Are you done for the night, Spidey? You are? Okay.
Well, we are.
There we go.
drop that
Our
on.
shift's almost over. This better be it. We have Carnage. Welcome to the 90s, baby.
Yeah, finally. I was going to say, I mean, there are other rogues that have come since Carnage, but these are kind of like the classic core group,
right.
ending with Carnage here.
So, AKA Cletus Cassidy. This origin has to do with the Venom scenario, actually. So,
Yes.
Eddie Brock escaped from prison, but Venom, they say he left an offspring that he discarded, but basically he left part of himself in the cell, and it bonded with Cletus Cassidy, who is a serial killer, and it threw a cut in his hand.
Yeah.
And Carnage, he's the red one, basically. He is considered more violent, powerful, and deadlier than Venom.
Remember, Venom at his base is a newspaper photographer.
Sure.
The other, Carnage is at his base a serial killer.
Right.
This is a big problem.
He also can, unlike Venom, Carnage can launch parts of itself at enemies in the form of solid weapons like darts, spears, knives,
Axes, whatever, yeah.
And they disintegrate in dust within 10 seconds, but they could do a lot of damage before that 10 seconds.
Like Maximum Carnage, almost.
Hey. And cool look, by the way. Carnage
Oh,
is
yeah.
really one of those cool looking villains, especially after I like knew about Venom and I see Carnage. I'm like, there's a red one.
But like compared to everyone else, well, most other villains here, they like want to take over New York City. They want to rob a bank. They want to steal or incriminate someone. Carnage attempted omnicide, which is nuclear war. He wants everyone dead.
Yeah. Well, because Cletus Cassidy, the serial killer, he's a psychopath.
Yes.
He is unhinged.
So a psychopath and a symbiote?
Not a good
That
combination.
makes- Joel, do you have room in the basement? Can
No.
Can we put him down there?
Sorry, we're full up. I'm so sorry. Our Water Wings Wednesday is not going to allow that.
It's craft day.
Sorry. I got to move that.
can do more than one thing
Hold
in a
on. Let me
day.
get my calendar and bump that. Yep, Thursday. We'll bump Water Wings to Thursday.
Okay.
Little pool
the
night.
alliteration
It's not
is
as
gone.
glittery.
It's
Yeah.
like it's water aerobics. Well, what else? Thirsty Thursday. Come on. Hey, it's water. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Kent's always there.
Black Cat's down there
Yeah,
making biscuits.
we're having good times here in the minimum security, fellas.
lucky.
Yeah, but he's definitely maximum security. Carnage does not deserve anything less.
Yeah.
You agree?
Oh, I totally agree.
That's all we have. I agree.
Plus,
That's all I have
it's the
left.
only room we have left.
Yeah, which makes sense. I'm glad we saved that because I was worried. that we get to this point and be like, oh, Carnage is in max.
Which one do you want? Venom
minimum
or
security.
Carnage? Pick one. But
Yeah.
no, we did get
They
both.
both belong in the maximum security.
Yeah. So who do we have at maximum security, Zach?
Yeah,
Well,
Zach.
let's start at the bottom floor. My
Oh,
floor.
yes, okay.
Or,
My
let's start
floor.
Let's start at the bottom floor. Joel's floor.
Yes.
Okay. Joel, you have Chameleon,
Ooh, Soup Saturday. We're gonna do Soup Saturday.
Vulture, Craven the Hunter.
Yep.
Animal themes.
Why do the villains get good morale down in the basement?
Oh,
They may keep you around.
they might.
The animals are strong with Chameleon, Vulture, Craven the Hunter, Morbius the Living Vampire, Black Cat, and Kingpin.
Sounds about right.
Kingpin would be a good conversation, to be quite honest.
He is, but he intimidates me.
Yeah.
Guy stares me down.
When I was a
Black
boy.
Cat does too, and I'm like, married, bam.
What's that Spider? Oh, Spider-Man just dropped one more person off for Joel's level. It's Paddington. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Ooh, gonna let him in the kitchen.
Yeah. On my floor in medium security, we have Lizard, Electro, Mysterio, Scorpion, Rhino, and Shocker. A lot of tech on my
Yeah,
level.
that's true.
Yeah.
Suits and tech.
Yeah.
And then on maximum security, where Kent is not watching because he's down with Black Cat on level 3.
There's cameras. I like how the mason jar. By the way, mason jars cannot be broken. I don't know if you guys have ever tried.
Oh, they're the strongest thing known to man.
They can.
No, it's not possible. Doctor Octopus,
Perfect.
Sandman,
Okay.
Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, Venom, and Carnage.
Okay.
With the exception of Sandman, I think that's,
is not like the other.
he's getting out anyway, guys. Just saying. I want
Why we built a mason
Why even
jar?
try?
Beach Day Tuesday. We have Sandman. We could have
Sandman
put us in that.
You're
We
using
can't do
his
it
body
now.
to have fun?
He watches from the mason jar. I could be so useful right there. They wouldn't even know I was there.
I'll be your sandcastle.
But there you go.
It'd be like what Jake does when he's invisible.
There you go. There is our crash course on Spider-Man villains. You hopefully feel a little more informed now whenever you have a Spider-Man conversation with someone at the next party you go to, because that happens.
Yeah, you're at a party and you're like, hey, you know who I'd lock up in maximum security?
It's like, did you know that Carnage is actually a serial killer with a symbiote attached to him?
yeah, he's from 1992. Wow.
Yeah. But let us know if you agree. Let us know on Facebook. Let us know on Instagram. Let us know on Twitter. We want to hear from you. But before we go, we'd like to give some love to our patrons, those that help keep the lights on here in the Bacon Cave, which includes the I'm the Listener tier, Taylor Sanderson, Sir and Madam Hicks, Shannon West, Ryan and Marley, Rocky and Steph. No, I promised you I wasn't going to buy a Ouija board. I didn't buy a Ouija board. I borrowed a Ouija board. Scott Sprague, Lady Terry Finley, Juice the Killer King Swallow, Jennifer Kielkowski, Dave Kelly, Casey Cummings, Briggs is off to preach the good word, Angela Plotz, Andrew versus the Evil Dead, and Adam and Rachel Crump. And then we have our Bacon Council, which includes the other Brit, Johnny English, the one, the only Chris Anderson, Steve and everyone's favorite Ross, Star Wars expert Kyler, our favorite couple, the Madsons, Nicole D. Kale, Her Royal Highness Jessica Terry, Glow Clinton, Daniel, Debbie, Foster, and Baker.
Thank you, patrons.
Thank you, patrons. You are the doctor to our octopus.
I love that we're giving him the full thing, where he's not Doc Ock,
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Octopus. It's just fun to say.
It is.
Say it at home, listener.
even though it's Octavia's, but whatever.
Say it at home out loud while you're listening. Make the people look at you weird. But if you want to find me, you can find me at 76Joel on Twitter. You can find me performing with Quickwits. They perform at the Midvale Performing Arts Center. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quickwits Facebook page.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kenny3DD. You can read my movie reviews at ShowtimeShowdown.com.
If you'd like to connect with me and discuss the qualities of mason jars, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at Tumbling Mustard. But more importantly, make sure you're following Baconsale. Please like that Facebook page or go to @Baconsale on Twitter and Instagram. After you've done that, go to tpublic.com/Baconsale. Get yourself some merch. We'd love to see it. And then if you like what's going on here and you want to support us further, visit patreon.com/Baconsale. Support starts at just $3 a month. You can get all sorts of extra reviews. We stopped doing bacon bits for some reason. All the reviews are over there.
We'll get there.
Yeah, patreon.com/Baconsale.
So until next time, do you know who really belongs in the raft?
Who?
Spider-Man. He's a menace.
So what happy topic do we get to jump into? That's your job. What are we doing?
I'm out. That's it.
That's what I
What are we talking about today, Joel?
That's how it happens. Wait, the medication side effects involve coups. Side effects men, including mutiny.
We're talking about scary villains from Spider-Man.
Halloween monsters that throw pumpkin balls.
Give me pictures of villains of Spider-Man.
Did you put your hand in the goblet of fire?
Listen, Electro, it's not you. It's you.
I just don't feel a spark.
Mr. Freeze is so romantic.
You know what they say? Cold skin, warm heart.
Craven lately? I don't know what it is. It's the mustache.
You've been craving them.
I ain't lying.
You can still look at pretty girls behind bars, Kent. That sounded weird.
That's life.
That sounded
advice.
weird.
Anyone up for a pen pal?
No.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man, quit dropping these off. If you had a name like that, wouldn't you become a villain? We went from maybe he's in minimum security to get a mason jar?
A big one.
You guys are much more dedicated to this job than I am.
Fired, Joel.
I'm a temp, Kent. Is that the noise you make when trying to talk to reptiles? This plan doesn't work, Kent.
What do you think happens when they just get
You go through walls. It's a portal. Obviously.
Yeah, you become
Is that why you're so
temporarily
scared of snakes?
Yeah, snakes have portals.
I'm
like-
not going to lick a prisoner either.
His hobbies are killing.
That is not minimum.
His hobbies are killing.
Wait, are you reading his Tinder profile?
Pizza Fridays.
Pizza Friday, Craft Night Wednesday.
Minimum security is so awesome.
Ooh, Movie Night Monday.
You know I've always preferred older women.
She's the only girl here in the raft.
Gobble, gobble, gobbling.
Zack, it was really making biscuits.
That's what's happening on minimum security, man. We're getting like one of those massage trains.
Oh, no, it's okay, guys. I'm back.